Hello, everyone. My name is Tom, and welcome to my podcast. I am very happy to start a new topic with you today. In this series, we will learn English through a very interesting place, the zoo. We'll talk about animals, their homes, what they eat, and what we can see and learn when we visit a zoo. A zoo is a place where people can see many different animals. These animals come from different parts of the world. Some live in forests, some in deserts, some in water, and some in cold places like the Arctic. In the zoo, animals live in special areas called enclosures. These spaces are designed to look like their natural environment. When I visit the zoo, I feel excited because I can see animals that I usually cannot see in real life. For example, I can see lions, elephants, giraffes, monkeys, and many more animals. Each animal is special and has its own behavior and characteristics. Let's start with one of the most popular animals, the lion. The lion is often called the king of the jungle. Lions are strong, powerful, and they live in groups called prides. They usually rest during the day and are more active in the evening. In the zoo, lions have large spaces where they can walk, sleep, and eat. Another amazing animal is the elephant. Elephants are the largest land animals in the world. They are very intelligent and have long trunks that they use to eat, drink, and pick up objects. Elephants are also very social and live in family groups. At the zoo, they often have big open areas with water and trees. Now let's talk about the giraffe. Giraffes are very tall animals with long necks. They use their long necks to eat leaves from tall trees. Giraffes are calm and peaceful animals. When I see them at the zoo, I always feel amazed by their height and gentle behavior. We also see monkeys at the zoo. Monkeys are very active and playful animals. They like to climb trees, jump, and play with each other. Some monkeys are very small, and others are bigger. They are very intelligent and curious, always moving and exploring their space. Now let's learn some useful vocabulary. Zoo, a place with many animals. Enclosure, a special area for animals. Wild animal, an animal that lives in nature. Habitat, the natural home of an animal. Carnivore, an animal that eats meat. At the zoo, people can also learn about how animals live in the wild. Many zoos have signs with information about each animal. These signs explain where the animal comes from, what it eats, and how it behaves. This helps visitors learn and understand more about nature. Now let's practice some simple sentences. I am visiting the zoo today. I can see many animals. The lion is very strong. Elephants are very big and intelligent. Monkeys are fun to watch. Visiting the zoo is not only fun, but also educational. It helps people learn about animals and understand why it is important to protect them in the wild. Many animals in nature are in danger, so zoos also help with conservation and protection. Now I want to ask you, have you ever been to a zoo? Which animal is your favorite? What animal would you like to see one day? We will talk about more zoo animals and learn about their habits, food, and behavior. The zoo is a very interesting place because every animal is different and has its own lifestyle. Let's start with one of the most powerful animals, the tiger. Tigers are big wild cats with orange fur and black stripes. They are very strong and fast. Tigers live alone, not in groups, and they like to hunt at night. In the zoo, tigers usually have large spaces with trees, rocks, and water so they can feel more comfortable. Another very interesting animal is the zebra. Zebras look like horses, but they have black and white stripes. Every zebra has a different stripe pattern, just like human fingerprints. Zebras usually live in groups and are very social animals. At the zoo, they often stay together in open areas and eat grass. Now let's talk about the bear. Bears are big and strong animals. They can live in forests, mountains, and cold places. Bears eat different types of food, including fish, fruit, and sometimes meat. In the zoo, Bears often have water areas where they can swim and play. They are very powerful, but can also be calm and slow. We also see penguins in many zoos. Penguins are birds, but they cannot fly. Instead, they swim very well in cold water. Penguins live in cold places like Antarctica. In the zoo, they often have special cold environments with water pools and rocks. They are very cute and like to stay in groups. Now let's learn some useful vocabulary. Stripes, lines on an animal's body. Herbivore, an animal that eats plants. Carnivore, an animal that eats meat. Predator, an animal that hunts other animals. Habitat, natural home of an animal. Now let's practice some simple sentences. The tiger is very strong and fast. Zebras have black and white stripes. Bears like to eat fish and fruit. Penguins swim very well in water. Animals live in different habitats. It is very interesting to learn about animals because they're all different. Some animals are fast, some are slow, some are big, and some are small. Every animal has a role in nature, and every animal is important. Now I want you to think, which animal do you think is the most interesting? Would you like to see a tiger or a penguin in real life? Why? We will talk about how animals live in the zoo, their daily routines, what they eat, and how they spend their time. This will help us understand animals not only as visitors see them, but also as living creatures with habits and needs. Let's start with the idea of a daily routine. Animals in the zoo do not live like humans, but they also have routines. Every day they sleep, eat, move, and rest. Zoo workers help animals by giving them food at regular times and cleaning their enclosures. This makes animals feel safe and healthy. For example, lions often sleep many hours during the day. They save energy and become more active later. In a zoo, lions are usually fed meat like beef or chicken. After eating, they rest under trees or in shaded areas. Even though they are powerful animals, they spend a lot of time sleeping. Elephants have a different routine. They eat a lot of food every day, including grass, fruit, and vegetables. Elephants are very social, so they often stay close to other elephants. They also like water, so they may spend time bathing or playing in pools. In the zoo, elephants are given large spaces to move because they are very big animals. Now let's talk about giraffes. Giraffes spend a lot of time eating leaves from tall trees. Their long necks help them reach food that other animals cannot reach. They are calm animals and usually move slowly. In the zoo, giraffes are often fed leaves, special plants, and sometimes fruit. Monkeys are very active during the day. They jump, climb, and play all the time. Their routine is very dynamic and full of movement. They also eat different foods like bananas, apples, and other fruits. Some monkeys are very social and live in big groups, always interacting with each other. Now let's look at tigers. Tigers are usually quiet and prefer to stay alone. They move around their space, explore, and rest in hidden places. In the zoo, they are fed meat and sometimes bones to keep them strong. Tigers are mostly active in the early morning or evening. Now, let's learn some important vocabulary. Routine, things you do every day. Feed, to give food to animals. Enclosure, area where animals live in the zoo. Rest, to relax and sleep. Active, moving and doing things. Now, let's practice some sentences. Animals have daily routines. The zoo workers feed the animals every day. Lions rest during the day. Monkeys are very active and playful. Giraffes eat leaves from tall trees. It is important to understand that zoo animals are cared for by people. They receive food, medical help, and protection. In the wild, animals must find food and survive alone. But in the zoo, they are safe and supported. Now think about this. Which animal has the most interesting routine? Do you prefer calm animals like giraffes or active animals like monkeys? We will talk about animal behavior, sounds, and communication at the zoo. Animals do not speak like humans, but they still communicate in many interesting ways. Let's start with animal behavior. Behavior means how animals act in different situations. Every animal has its own behavior. Some animals are calm, some are active, and some are very protective. For example, lions often behave like leaders. They stay in groups and protect their territory. Tigers, on the other hand, usually behave more independently and prefer to stay alone. Now let's talk about animal sounds. Many animals make different sounds to communicate. For example, lions roar very loudly. A lion's roar can be heard from far away. It is a way to show strength and warn other animals. Monkeys make many different sounds like chattering, screaming, and calling to each other. They use sounds to stay in contact with their group. Elephants also communicate in a very interesting way. They make low sounds called rumbles. Sometimes these sounds are so low that humans cannot hear them. Elephants also use their trunks and body movements to communicate. For example, they may touch each other to show friendship or comfort. Birds in the zoo also communicate with sounds. Some birds sing beautiful songs, while others make sharp calls. Birds use sounds to find friends, protect their area, or warn about danger. Penguins also make sounds, especially when they are in groups. Now let's talk about body language. Animals also communicate without sounds. They use their bodies, tails, ears, and eyes. For example, a dog might wag its tail when it is happy. A lion might show its teeth when it is angry. Monkeys use their hands and faces to show emotions like happiness, fear, or curiosity. In the zoo, visitors can observe these behaviors carefully. Watching animals helps people understand how they live and interact. Zoo workers also study animal behavior to make sure animals are healthy and comfortable. Now let's learn some useful vocabulary. Behavior, how an animal acts. Communicate, to share information. Roar, loud sound of a lion. Territory, area where an animal lives. Body language, communication using movements. Now let's practice some sentences. Animals communicate in different ways. Lions roar very loudly. Monkeys use sounds and gestures. Elephants use body language. Every animal has its own behavior. Understanding animal behavior helps us respect nature more. Every sound, movement, and action has meaning. Even if animals cannot speak like humans, they have their own way of expressing feelings. Now think about this. Which animal sound do you find the most interesting? Have you ever heard a lion roar or a monkey scream? We will talk about something very important, endangered animals and how zoos help protect wildlife. Let's start with the meaning of endangered animals. Endangered animals are animals that are in danger of disappearing forever. This happens because of many problems in nature, such as hunting, pollution, climate change, and the destruction of forests. When animals lose their natural homes, it becomes very difficult for them to survive. For example, animals like tigers, elephants, rhinos, and pandas are endangered in many parts of the world. Their numbers are getting smaller every year. That is why people in zoos try to protect them and help them survive. Zoos play an important role in conservation. Conservation means protecting animals and nature. In zoos, animals are safe from hunters and dangerous environments. They receive food, medical care, and protection. Some zoos also take part in special programs to help animals reproduce and increase their population. For example, if a species is very rare, zoos can help by carefully breeding animals and then sometimes returning them to the wild. This is a very important process because it helps restore animal populations in nature. Now let's talk about why animals become endangered. One of the main reasons is the destruction of habitats. When people cut down forests or build cities, animals lose their homes. Another reason is illegal hunting, where people hunt animals for their skin, horns, or other body parts. Pollution and climate change also make it harder for animals to survive. Now let's look at how zoos help in simple ways. They provide safe homes for animals. They protect animals from hunters. They help with medical care. They educate people about animals. They support breeding programs. Zoos are also important for education. When people visit a zoo, they learn about animals and understand why they must be protected. Children especially learn to care about nature when they see animals in real life. This helps create a better future for wildlife. Now let's learn some useful vocabulary. Endangered, in danger of disappearing. Conservation, protecting nature and animals. Habitat, natural home of an animal. Pollution, dirty air, water, or land. Breeding program, helping animals reproduce. Now, let's practice some sentences. Some animals are endangered. Zoos help protect wildlife. Conservation is very important. Animals lose their habitats. We must protect nature. It is very important to understand that humans and animals are connected. If we protect nature, we also protect ourselves. Every small action, like recycling or saving energy, can help animals in the wild. Now I want you to think, why is it important to protect animals? What can people do to help endangered species? In this last part, we will talk about a full visit to the zoo, what visitors see, what they do, and how to enjoy the experience in a fun and educational way. Let's imagine a day at the zoo. It is a sunny morning, and I arrive at the zoo with my friends or family. At the entrance, we buy tickets and take a map. The map shows all the animal areas, such as lions, elephants, birds, and reptiles. We decide where to go first, and we start our adventure. The zoo is usually very big, so we walk from one area to another. On the way, we see signs with information about animals. These signs tell us where animals come from, what they eat, and how they live. This helps visitors learn while they enjoy watching animals. Our first stop might be the lion area. We see lions resting under trees or walking slowly in their enclosure. They look strong and powerful. Then we go to see the elephants. They are very big and move slowly. Sometimes they spray water with their trunks, which is very fun to watch. Next, we visit the giraffes. They are tall and eat leaves from high trees. Visitors often take photos because giraffes look very elegant. After that, we go to see monkeys who are jumping, playing, and making funny movements. They are very active and entertaining. We also visit the bird area where we hear many different sounds. Some birds are colorful and others are very small. They fly, sing, or sit quietly on branches. Each animal area is different and special. During the visit, we also see zoo workers taking care of animals. They clean enclosures, give food, and check the health of animals. Sometimes, there are feeding times when visitors can watch animals eating. This is very interesting because we can see natural behavior up close. Now let's talk about how to behave in the zoo. It is important to be respectful. Do not make loud noises. Do not feed animals. Do not throw objects. Follow zoo rules. Respect animals and their space. These rules help keep animals safe and happy, and also make the visit better for everyone. Now, let's learn some useful vocabulary. Entrance, place where you enter the zoo. Map, plan of the zoo. Enclosure, animal living area. Visitor, person who visits the zoo. Feeding time, when animals are given food. Now, let's practice some sentences. I am visiting the zoo today. I take a map at the entrance. The animals are very interesting. I see lions, elephants, and monkeys. I enjoy my day at the zoo. A visit to the zoo is not only fun, but also educational. It helps people learn about animals, nature, and why we must protect wildlife. Every visit can inspire people to care more about the environment. Now I want to ask you, what is your favorite zoo animal? What did you enjoy most about this podcast series? Thank you very much for listening to Animals at the Zoo. Goodbye, and keep learning English every day.
Write a comment. 3 best comments get 20 English lessons completely free.